John Wittig,
Yes.
let's talk about honesty.
Okay.
We're talking about ethics, and specifically the very first tenet in the 12-tenet PRSA Code of Ethics is honesty. So why do you think that is?
Because it undergirds everything else. It's the premise upon which any PR practice ought to be based. Because if you're not honest, you're offering nothing but snake oil. And the reality is, in order for you to be able to communicate effectively, you've got to be honest in what you hear back from your audiences and what you send back to your audiences. And if you're working for a company or a client, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you don't treat them honestly, their business goes to hell.
So all of, okay, let's back up from Hades.
Sure.
All right. Honesty is not a singular tenet of the code. Honesty
Permeates all of them.
all of them. So honesty and loyalty, honesty and free flow of information.
Honesty and media relations, honesty in everything. Because if you're not honest, the thing falls apart. We have a special privilege as a consequence of living in a democracy and having access to media where we get a chance to get messages out.
Yes.
And if those messages are corrupt, or if we're corrupt, the whole system starts to fall apart. And you wind up with all of the horrible things we have to deal with, flax,
Spin.
the spin,
Right.
schlockmeisters,
All of the negative.
Right.
That is not the integrity as PR ethics taking it personally we should be promoting. Now let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Then there's where it possibly could bump up against confidentiality, disclosure, proper disclosure of information, safeguarding confidences. How do you balance honesty with safeguarding confidences, for example?
It's how you answer questions. You can very clearly say, no, that's something I'm not going to talk about because it affects a client. Or I'm not going to talk about that because it's already been out in the news and it's been distorted and we don't want to be part of that distortion. I mean, there's any one of a number of ways you can deflect this stuff and still emphasize the code of ethics and stand resolutely for your client or your employer.
Okay. Well, tell me how you think about this, a situation where you truly don't yet know the answers.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you have to say no comment,
No.
but you can be honest and say, we're researching that right now, or we're looking with people.
Or
we're
even
working
more
with
importantly, that's the first I've heard of it. I'll get
If it's
back to you
true.
when we know something about this, because that's the first, I have no idea. And anything I tell you would be baloney. And I'm not going to give you baloney.
So you're still engaging in that relationship.
And you're being honest about it.
And you're being honest about it.
And when you say you got to get back, you got to get back.
Follow through.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
PR ethics?
Take it personally.